The Observer Research Foundation has said in its latest report that the per-unit cost of the recently approved Tejas Mark 1A fighter jet is 384 crore rupees, which is around $52.5 million. It also reported that the escalation of the 37,000 crore rupees contract reported in March 2020 to the present 45,606 crore rupees is accounted mainly by variations in foreign currency exchange rates, new infrastructure development expenditures, a performance-based logistics arrangement, as well as 18% in goods and services tax. The Tejas backlog for Hindustan Aeronautics has now increased to 105 aircraft across different variants, which includes 14 FOC fighters, 8 trainers from the first order, and the recently cleared 83. A declassified official document of the Belgian Defense Ministry has revealed that the JF-17 fighter jet has a huge radar cross-section of 10 square meters, which is much higher than the 1.25 square meters radar cross-section of the Rafale fighter jet, and 1.5 square meters of the indigenously built Tejas fighters, which means that the Pakistan-operated JF-17 fighter jets will be. At a time when India and UK are all set to announce a joint venture to develop a jet engine that is capable to generate 130 kilonewton thrust for next-generation fighter jets, a Pakistani-origin British Labour Party politician has addressed the British Parliament, and she has demanded that the British Prime Minister must cancel his visit to New Delhi and cancel the defence sales to the Indian military. Meanwhile, the British government has rejected her request and is working to boost defence cooperation and military ties with India, and has recently offered the Starstreak missile with full transfer of technology and local production. MBDA UK has also offered to jointly develop a Meteor-derived missile with Indian technology created for Astra Mark 1 and Mark 2 in a very short period, which can be jointly manufactured in India. UK Defence Advisor Brigadier Gavin Thompson has said on 15th January that India and UK are looking forward to a number of defence collaborations including army modernisation, maritime technology and Tempest future combat air systems, and 14 British companies have committed to attend the Aero India 2021, while the UK-India Logistics Memorandum of Understanding is currently in the final stages of agreement. The US Congress under the new Biden administration might initially choose milder options against India under the CAATSA that might result in restrictions of American spares and supplies that could affect current American platforms already in service with the Indian military, but separately impose tougher sanctions later, which includes blocking any transactions with the US financial system, and can even deny export licenses of platforms which uses American systems. While the Indian Army and the Indian Navy are largely equipped with non-American equipment except the P-8 aircraft and upcoming MH-60 helicopters, the Indian Air Force's transport fleet is largely composed of American C-17 and C-130 Pratt & Whitney engines on its PC-7 Mark III basic trainers, and even spares and ammunition for the Apache and Chinook helicopters could be affected. The fighter jet fleet of the Indian Air Force is comprised of non-American fighter jets, but the recently cleared 83 Tejas Mark 1A fighters will be powered by American-supplied F-404 engines, and American engines are proposed to be equipped on the upcoming medium-weight fighter, twin-engine deck-based fighter and the AMCA Mark 1, and any inconsistency in delivery or supply of spares can have long-term effect on these programs, similar to Turkey's case of the T-129 helicopters. The intensity of US sanctions cannot be predicted by anyone at this stage, but there is absolutely no doubt that Indian military planners must re-evaluate their decision and think twice about over-dependence on one country.